brought that on specifically? Or whatever,
I think like you said, everybody experiences it, especially mildly. I feel like we go through mild depressions on a weekly basis. Like you just literally might think of some stuff that might just bring you down. You're like, damn, like, you know what I mean? And then you kind of got to have like remedies to lean on to take you out of mild depression, because I don't feel like, I've never been clinically diagnosed with it, right? So we all just self-diagnosed. So I know we have those mild, and you don't have to be clinically diagnosed to be depressed. Like, you know, sometimes people could be functionally depressed. It's like you doing things so you feel like you're normal, but in reality, you're not. You know what I mean? So for me, man, I ain't gonna lie. Like I feel like it's so common. But for me, it's more mildly because I'm able to let it be a moment and not be an entire spectacle or an entire phase or time frame. Like, I don't really find myself at this particular age sitting in it. But it was times where it was like, I remember just like not being myself. Like, I had shit like in different seasons. Like, when I was like still living, you know, out Atlanta, you know what I mean? I felt like I found myself in a deep depression because I had lost so many people in like a 2-week time frame, like, you know, grandpa, nephew, cousin, you know what I mean? It was just happening back to back to back. And it was like, for me, it was like being in an unfamiliar place, not around loved ones, not around people that's like, you know, close to me to even be able to understand the stuff I was going through, and being isolated, and put me into the point where I used to go out a lot out there. I didn't even want to go out no more. So I didn't realize that that's what it was until you backtrack. And I'm like, yo, I don't have the willpower or the desire, not even the willpower, the desire to even get out of bed. I don't even want to get out of bed. You know what I mean? So I don't even know what I think what helped me was I started to come home more and be around family. And that's what kind of gave me bright moments. And then it hit me. I'm like, oh shit, that's the answer. Like, I need to be around love. So I started to take advantage of that. So I brought my daughter out there for like a month one time. That helped me because it was like, all right, it was something familiar, consistent on a day to day. And we just got to really bond. And you know what I mean? I felt like she needed that and I needed that because this was still like post pandemic. So school was like weird. She could still do it online. So she came out there for like a month. And then it was just like little stuff like that is what I felt like 100% helped me. But another thing, just if I'm speaking generally to help people or whatever, because I feel like this is such a generalized topic, you just got to figure out, you got to be able to identify it. You got to notice, like, yo, maybe somebody might point out to you, you don't seem like yourself. I mean, maybe you're not keeping yourself up. You just getting up, you're not getting your hair cut. You're a woman, not getting your hair done. You're not keeping up with your maintenance, and you cool, but you just not even realizing you kind of slipping a little bit. You know what I mean? You don't feel like going to the gym. When you catch yourself, you got to push through. Now, granted, for somebody who's like already in that dark space, when I say you got to find the bright spot, you have to literally find things to look forward to. Because I think that's the only thing that'll remedy it. You got to literally have things that you look forward to. It's like, all right, you know, I don't really feel like being here, but I look forward to the weekend. I don't really feel like doing this, but I look forward to da-da-da. So when you find those little wins inside of it, eventually, you know, you can have little remedies where you just literally, like for me, I'll redirect my thoughts. I was just telling my girl that on my way here. Like I could be having a thought, and we talking about meditation. The last thing I'll say, we talking about meditation, and instead of trying to capture your thoughts and like, you know, dissect them and go down a rabbit hole, let your mind run its race, and then after they start to subside, redirect it. So, you know, your thoughts are on autopilot unless you put your hand on the wheel and say, this is what I want to think about. So you can literally be intentional, like, dang, I'm thinking about this, thinking about that. You're like, wait, what do I want to think about? All right, what do I want to eat? That's one of the questions I ask myself. Even if I just eat, what do I want to eat tomorrow? It automatically hooks my attention and makes me start thinking about what I want to eat tomorrow. Damn, what's my favorite movie? Any type of thing that grabs, you know, a thought, and once you're now grabbing it, I say don't grab the bad thoughts. Let them run. Let them pass. Like they gotta go. Like let them come through and keep going. But once they start to slow down and you kind of find yourself just going through a repetitive cycle of the same thoughts, now you hook it with a new thought. Yo, what do I want to eat tomorrow? You know what I mean? Or what's my favorite comedy show? Or what's my favorite this? And once you start asking yourself questions, your mind is going to formulate answers. And then you can work away from it by just continuously asking yourself questions.
What was that last Kendrick song? What was
That'll mess around and put you back in depression.
No, I thought all that was dope and great to hear. Yeah, well, my friend, he was going through a situation where, you know, he went through a breakup, had some money shit going on, whatever. And, you know, it's tough. Anybody you care about, seeing someone you care about go through certain things, whatever, and with something like depression. Because at the end of the day, you know, I can give perspective and insight and, you know, solutions, whatever. In the day, it's your own mind though, and 100%. I can't help you control your mind.
100%.
And I can say, well, I think you should maybe go to the gym, get your mind, get some fresh air. I'm about to do certain things, whatever, and you know, get your mind off it. Add perspective. I also feel like when I've noticed certain people when they go through dark time depression, because I feel like especially when you feel like you fucked up something. So I feel like a lot of people when you fucking up, you were so delusional and unaware of something you was fucking up. When you finally get to that brick wall, it's like, oh shit, now I'm having an epiphany. I'm realizing everything, but now I'm too hard on myself. So now you're not giving yourself credit for nothing in the past because I know everything I did was wrong. That's why I was saying like, yo, no, like it wasn't that bad and this wasn't that exactly. So, I have perspective to try to add light. But in the day, I've checked in. It's been, a while now, and like, you're still going through whatever. And I also feel it changes things with, because again, we all getting older now, whatever. So when people were going to things when we were, I know you had your kids young, but most people don't really have kids when young. So when you're younger, don't do things. It's kind of like, all right, just me. I'll figure it out with whatever. Then once you start having kids, though, and then it's like, well, what affects you affects them. And then if you ain't your best self, how can you be your best self to them? And so I start trying to. I think about that as well. Whereas if he ain't his self, what happens to the child as well? So that's my mind as well. Because I hope things work out for him. I hope maybe I can come up with something that can assist with that journey or whatever. But yeah, so I also know I'm not the best with those type of situations. Right? I also was just curious of your thoughts and just something just to process and maybe also he'll see this and
I about to say I think a lot with me, like when you give me more context, it give me a more direction. So because like when you thought a word or a topic is so general, it's like I don't want to specify. But if you say something in the right regard,
I want to just set the tone.
So now I'm kind of getting more. But something you said, I think it's funny because on my way here, I was having a conversation with my girl about the exact same thing. In regards to when someone is unaware of sad behaviors that could be leading them down this path, and then when they come into consciousness of it, it's like. Use that cringy feeling. You like disgusted with yourself. Like, how did I not see the signs? How did I not notice that? And it's like you said something that was key. You gotta represent how you view the perspective of it because they could be viewing it all bad, right? But you gotta empower yourself through those things and just be like, if I knew then what I know now, I wouldn't do that. And you can't treat and punish yourself today for what you did in the past because you are not today who you were then. And it's like they say humans are the only people that punish themselves over and over for the same event. An animal could be in a flight or fright moment. Like a deer can get chased by a lion. You know what I'm saying? Like, and be in a real life or death situation. And 20 minutes after that shit over, the deer right back to life. Like, it just was about to get caught by a lion and be cooked, gone. And it got away, and it's just like right back to normal. But as humans, we hold on to things and we perpetuate the cycle and we replay it in our heads over and over from a factor of, damn, I shouldn't have did this. I shouldn't have did that. I shouldn't have did this. I shouldn't have did that. I shouldn't have did this. I shouldn't have did that. And it's like, I don't know why my phone going off like this right now. But and it's all different people too. But it just, I don't know, whatever. But basically, it's like, I shouldn't have did this, I shouldn't have that. But you got to look at it like, all right, you know what? I did this, but I won't do it again. And that's why one of the chapters in the Art of Accountability is titled, I Did This to Myself. And it's like honest self-reflection part 1. And it's like I talk about really reflecting on all of the things that you did, taking accountability for what you could have did differently, and then moving accountable and moving forward to know that you're not going to repeat the cycle. So it's no sense of being a prisoner to your past and punishing yourself over and over and over again for a mistake you made. Just be grateful for the fact that you can learn from that mistake. Like, you gotta understand, so many people have made mistakes in life that they never got the opportunity to learn from. Some people ended up in prison for the rest of their life. Some people ended up without life no more based on mistakes that they made. So instead of looking at your mistakes and being so upset with yourself, be grateful for the fact that you actually have an opportunity to rectify it. And in the event that it's something that you did that you can't rectify, you can make a vow to yourself to never do that again. So that's one of the advices that I would say to anybody that's out there that's reliving a moment over and over again where they made a mistake. It's like, nah, be grateful for the fact that you can hear this and you can either rectify it or you can at least vow to yourself that you won't do it again. You know what I mean? Because like somebody might have been in a Super Bowl and might have dropped the pass, and that might have cost them the game, and they can't get back to that moment. But it's like, just know that you're going to prepare yourself moving forward to never put yourself in that moment, in that type of predicament again. You know what I'm saying? That's universal to anything that you might find yourself faced with.